It's one of these currents of history that won't be denied. The truth is going to come out, and when it does, it's going to be explosive.
So once we get that out, we will go back and completely reassemble the 20th century, rewrite it in a way, and may have to go back and rewrite a significant portion of the entire last 12,000 years.
This is the greatest story in human history. And the reason it is the greatest story in human history, it is the greatest story of human history.
Well, first of all, we need to know the truth about the world we live in. It's not appropriate for a government to withhold from their citizens something of this magnitude. This is pretty big information. The world needs to know that they're not alone and that there's an ET engagement going on right now on the planet.
This is the most important discovery in the history of mankind.
It's time for this information to be disclosed and for a new civilization on Earth to be established. That's what this is about. A sustainable civilization, an abundant civilization, and a civilization that can travel among the stars peacefully. It's happening now.
Yeah, that's what we love. It's going to take the redesign of our culture, our values, and it has to be related to the carrying capacity of the Earth.
I think it's time to open the books on questions that have remained in the dark, on the question of government investigations of UFOs. It's time to find out what the truth really is that's out there. We ought to do it really because it's right, and we ought to do it because it's the law.
Is there really life on other planets? Some former military and government personnel say they have proof there is.
Okay, the man who made the longest moonwalk in history has a message for everyone on Earth.
Yeah, he says we are being visited. He predicts a day when leaders of other nations will begin stepping forward and admitting to alien encounters. Mitchell says he wants the U.S. to lead by example, not follow. He's calling on President Obama to release all classified files about government interaction with aliens.
Will President Obama be the first one to finally open the government's secret files on UFOs?
That's the burning question.
I don't think that's going to happen at all. In the first place, he's got much more important things on his plate right now. The whole planet is in sad shape. People have the wrong idea that the president knows everything. In the first place, there's too much to know. He could spend all his life reading reports. I don't think he knows. He probably doesn't have a need to know yet.
Open-minded counter UFO believers, pointing to former White House Chief of Staff and former Obama transition team head John Podesta.
It's time to find out what truth really is that's out there.
It's a question President Obama has fielded before.
The 3 astronauts of Apollo 11 who went to the moon back in 1969 all said that they believe there is life beyond Earth. Do you agree?
You know, I don't know, and I don't presume to know. What I know is there is life here on Earth, and that we're not attending to life here on Earth.
If you are elected and you learned that the government knew aliens had visited Earth and the public didn't know, would you sure the public found out?
Well, it depends on what these aliens were like.
The American public cannot be told about these people.
I will not be lied to, not anymore. I am the President of the United States. Give me the truth.
The way to make government responsible is to hold it accountable. And the way to make government accountable is to make it transparent so that the American people can know exactly what decisions are being made, how they're being made, and whether their interests are being well served. For a long time now, there's been too much secrecy. The old rules said that if there was a defensible argument for not disclosing something to the American people, then it should not be disclosed. That era is now over. Starting today, every agency and department should know that this administration stands on the side not of those who seek to withhold information, but those who seek to make it known. I will also hold myself, as president, to a new standard of openness. Let me say it as simply as I can. Transparency will be the touchstone of this presidency.